Lecro, Forest. Forest primarily on the T side. He actually got the momentum going when he was managed to best coldzera in a 1 versus 1. An excellent situation for him that actually got NIP fired up, ready to go. But it all leads here. Can MIBR close it out in 2 maps? We will find out as we get into round number 1. They start on the CT side now. There's a diffuse kit for Fallen, a smoke there as well. It's going to be quite a basic approach from NIP. They have 1 smoke, and it's going to be difficult to really justify going towards A. A lot of teams experimenting with faster paced strategies these days to see whether NIP are that way inclined. They have been spotted towards A ramp. Smoke starting to be deployed, and they are fully committing towards A now.
Stewie just gets absolutely wrecked. I was about to call for him to get at least 1 shot from that position with his crosshair placement, but a partial flash and then just overrun. Get right doing good work again, fighting forward, but goes down to Tarek. Lecro's following in his footsteps, but gets distracted a step further, and he had the shot toward the window room. Fallen catches him out from inside of connector. Bomb still ticks away, though, in favor of NIP. Fallen has a kit and a smoke. Worth note. On a pistol round. Means he doesn't have armor. And Tarek, with Fur already going down, is left on 1 HP. If he's going to use that smoke, get it on the bomb now. Problem is if he throws it, he's so close, Rez will be able to swing. That 1 HP will be enough for now, but smoke down, kit on it. Tarek hopes he can find the kit running in. He just didn't have the life to really make that work.
Certainly didn't. So there it is. NIP with that fast approach there. The single smoke, a couple of flashbangs going in, 3 players running and gunning with the Glock. That's what it does oh so well. And here's a prime example brought to you by Mr. Get Right himself. We talk about that burst fire. He gives it another go. Pretty much the only pro using it consistently in pistol rounds, I would say. He really likes to go for it. The smoke on the bomb was a decent attempt, but ultimately not really much that could be done. It's Dennis that closes things out there. 1-0 with the force spike coming out from MIBR. 2 scouts as Fallen looks towards middle. Surely they'll be aware of the possibility of him being there, and indeed they will. They'll drop the smoke. He'll fire speculative shots. That one wasn't, though. That's a complete railgun from coldzera from the short area as he takes down Lecro. Lovely shot. A taste of his own medicine, perhaps. Lecro's definitely had a few of those moments in this major so far.
Pretty sick. Rez still gets mid-control by working out from the underpass, and Dennis now already on the catwalk as well, which means that the Deagle won't be able to peek back out. Cold's retreated. No gun available off that either, obviously, the distance of that shot and the sheer number of NIP players on that portion of the map. Tarek, timing, does back away, catches out Rez, works out, nearly gets caught by Get Right, realizes he's there now, and actually tags him up. Ooh, this is starting to look menacing. The tags are going to benefit. Cold is going to get another headshot on Dennis, but he's taken down by Forrest before he could find a shot or a chance to get Right. Still to the man advantage. Stewie picks up a UMP, wants to work back in from catwalk. Molotov's only going to hold them for another 5 seconds beyond now.
Yes, indeed, and Fallen is relentless with the scouts.
This is a repeat.
Right's been good so far, but he'll have to fake plant now, and they haven't necessarily taken the bait. Fallen will close things out. It all started with a coldzera headshot. He gets another towards short, and then the scouts just continue to apply the pressure. A smug look on Fallen's face there. He knows how important that round was, and what a shot it was. A couple of them from coldzera, and Fallen. It really has been a calling card of this major in particular, starting right back at the minors, where the scout seemed to have so much impact, more than what we've seen in previous years, especially with the nerf a couple of years ago. That's still surprising to see the scout so relevant in today's game, when it wasn't ever really before in other iterations of Counter-Strike, as we will see a draw once again, 1-1, forced by from NIP now. No strangers to headshots for these particular weapons themselves. Forrest and Lecro, look out for those guys. Dennis used to be in the conversation for the massive pistol rounds. Haven't seen too many recently. Let's see what he can do here.
Deagle to look toward short. Boost up instead for Dennis. So watching short, they're comfortable in doing so, but Fallen seems to be ready for that. Cold with Tarek to bait him in. So they are quite committed to that B position at the apartments, meaning that there's really no presence on catwalk. Also one of the reasons why Fallen's fallen back so far. But in doing so, he can still swing out and catch off connector. Stewie can get information on that as well. Fallen actually is starting to look towards Palace. He'll realize, oh, he didn't. He looked past them, but they are there. That gives them an M4 and a trade off of Get Right. Stewie, excuse me, means another gun is down, but it's more so the kill because they can't quite get to that gun more so because Fur is holding it off. Bomb dropped. 29 seconds. If Forrest can find a beautiful shot just like that, they can actually still get the plant off of this, and it's a long rotation. Now, keep in mind there's a flank rotation coming in, and it is coldzera. He's the one that has 100 HP.
This is looking very good for NIP. Forrest coming to check the flank as well. This kill might decide it.
Doesn't need to face that again.
My goodness, this is getting tense. Forrest will pretty much confirm the round. There it is, stolen right back. Forrest this time. I did say his Desert Eagle is definitely not to be sneezed at either. It's very, very powerful in certain situations. Even got a brilliant wallbang there towards the shadow position as they bring it in 2-1. Tarek can only sit back and wait at this point. Has to hold on to the UMP. NIP managed to bring 2 AKs out of this and an M4A4. Extra cash. Already got the armor. That's a great round by them as they look to answer back in this series and take us to a third. Great stuff. Absolutely. I don't think we'll see the force by now from MIBR. They'll have to give in.
Yeah, that's pretty miraculous. This one's great too. This one's huge because it gets the bomb back. I don't even think he spotted his shoulder there. What a round from Forrest. You said it. Deagle started it. AK closes it, reads the flank, doesn't overcommit to the fight either. And 2-1 NIP. So unlike Cash, they managed to pull back momentum in their favor. Still, though, a double scout, and rightfully so. MIBR wants to try and hold this off as long as they can. And if they manage to win this, we know what happens. Back and forth games like this, someone suffers mid-half brutally.
Indeed. It's such a gamble. Fully investing again, but they have got the M4. The double scouts, the coldzera Deagle, we know how strong that is. And the execution, no default really ran by NIP at the start of this round, Matt. And we discussed that before. You're not really sure you're into the stack if you don't go through the default. You get no information. It's Lecro who's alone towards middle. 4 players on the A side of the map for MIBR. As NIP waits, will they commit off this? Smokes and flashes start to be deployed. The bomb waiting there on the A ramp. They're not going in just yet. Still a little bit tentative. They want to get Lecro closer towards that connector first.
Fallen. Bit of late utility, a flash in for Stewie. Timing works out. Stewie gets one. It's res. Bomb dropped temporarily and a second player spotted. They now know there's going to be a commitment onto the A side. That's going to bring the rotation from Tarek and Fur. Timing it to perfection. Goes back out. Forced down. Dennis gets the response. Fur couldn't quite get the second headshot. Right, finds him instead. Lecro. Tarek down. That's a big kill. Take out CT stairs. Leaves Cold to rotate. It's his Deagle versus 3.
Well, coldzera. It's got his work cut out for him, but never there's a man to pull it off. It would be it. Not this time, though. It's going to be Get Rights that finishes things off. I think that was 2 more kills for him. 4 spy from MIBR, not successful. NIP have broken their serve, and that should be the full eco at this point, and presumably the 4-1 scoreline as well.
Bless you.
Thank you. So, not really much in terms of options here for purchases. They're going to have to just stick on the silence USBs, not a single dollar brought into round number 5 here. And our final game of the day, this one. First map was already pretty entertaining. This one's looking good too. Fallen and Tarek make their way towards Palace, trying to steal away anything they can. Just a note, coldzera got a last second P250.
I like this position from Tarek. I like it in theory, because it is applied in theory. There's no guarantee that it's going to yield anything or that they'll even go that direction. But it certainly would catch someone off. Meanwhile, it's middle. They'll go for it. The other good thing about Tarek's position isn't just that he's so far forward and has a little wall to play off of that's kind of cheeky inside of Palace. It's also that he's so close to A main that he'd be able to hear anything there as well, which is why they can kind of go with this rotation toward B. Stack it up with 4 players. Tarek's actually going to push through and confirm all of that suspicion, having not heard or spotted anyone. No one revealed yet on B either. Back toward Horseshoe. Rez has gotten Tarek pushing. Now, does that... Yeah, okay, it will. It's going to dictate that they start to look toward connector. Dennis goes in and confirms, all right, yes, they are all here. So the push was for information, obviously. They kill the guy that's flanking them, and they say, okay, good chance they're trying to funnel this. Back the other way, boys.
Indeed. Well, there it is. That should be the round. Stewie His only responsibility now is to really
Bump the wall.
hold on to the AK-47 for the next round. Electro looking for any sort of opportunities he can to keep applying the pressure. Remember, they don't really have to chase it. NIP have got more guns to lose than anything they have to gain, really. Silenced USPs on 2 of the players at P250. Sure, they've got an AK, but you risking yours for the sake of that, probably not worth it. So let's stick together, make sure the bomb's completely covered, get right staying to the last possible moment there, just to be sure. Then he can knife out and be away. Perfectly done. 4 players survive on the CT side, but the AK-47, that will be handing over to round number 6. So that's big news at least. They didn't get absolutely nothing for the full eco, but MIBR now trailing 4-1. Remember, this is NIP's pick, so looking to take us to train. Wants to play here. 3 players looking towards the A side of the map here, but a timeout called. It's going to be by MIBR. Just going to be discussing their options here. The AWP actually isn't possible. Buying all their grenades, etc. has left them in a pretty compromised position. They might have to take another eco here at this point, or a partial buy at least. CZs for Tarek and Fallen. Coldzera with the P250 again. Stewie has an AK, so they might as well discuss their options with the setup. We know they're capable of winning these rounds, but what's the key to doing it? And I'd be looking very relaxed there.
So it's pistols and the single AK, as you say. He's held that over for Alex to go with the UMP. This is exactly what we were talking about, though. 3 rounds for NIP. They start to really take control of the economy. It's a little bit deeper into the half when they do so, and they've done well here, MIBR, to kind of hedge their bets, if you will, to make sure that they have a buy in the next round. But NIP have a great chance to really extend in this game, early on at least. Dennis and Rez will take their time very carefully. Work in from underpass toward middle. They'll time this in conjunction with the hit on the A site. They're not quite into connector yet, but they want those smokes to bloom. They want players, especially if they're in connector, to be forced out toward them at middle. The fact that they haven't been, it's a bit interesting because that suggests and shows, as we see it, that they're going to play forward to those smokes. Pistols are going to be close toward A main. Dennis, at least boosted, will identify that there's no one toward the stairs. Is it another snack? Or this, the forward pressure? Got to be wondering. NIP's certainly going to be wondering where they are at this point. Good Molotov. Fur's going to be forced to move and actually just burns alive. Dennis gets the kill directly from the bottle as Forrest will take out Stewie. Now it doesn't really matter what the positioning is. They've got the site, they've got the bomb down, 5 players up, and just Tarek and Cold left.
Trying to find that AK-47. Coldzera can find a couple of kills here. There's the first. Flash is starting to come his way. Tarek, he'll meet his demise after struggling to get through the vent there. Coldzera can't find his second. NIP in the driving seat map. 5-1, plenty of cash. Like you said, though, MIBR being conservative in the previous round to allow them to have the AWP this time. All the grenades they need. The game really begins here. We've got rid of all the force buy nonsense, and we'll go into round number 7 with everyone fully equipped. Lack of kits, I will say there's only 1 for Stewie. That's it on the CT side. 3 players without helmets, but that's not a big deal when it's only AKs out on the other side.
There's a really subtle change that I was thinking about the other day that I almost wish they'd implement and not say anything on Mirage. Obviously, me saying it would, if they did it, people would not. It's that ledge. Okay, hang on. Fallen already get contested, tagged out, back to the gun rounds, tries to go fast on that AWP. Before the smoke, you saw the Molotov as well to try and keep the smoke from bouncing and give him a gap. As Cold now has to rotate off to compensate it. The ledge outside of the vent from the CT side, because we see so many players crawl through that vent, and when you're moving that slowly, you have no chance to retake from it. If that ledge was closer, or if they cut sort of like an angled wall, so you could walk out of the door and bunny hop off the ramp and get through it with speed. Like, if it was a super skillful mechanic, it would be kind of cool, because you could get through and actually have a fighting chance. I think it's just so limited. Yeah. I'm not a fan of it.
It works both ways, though. Some teams are actually getting to the point where they don't shoot the vent out at all at the beginning of the round, right? So the Ts can't even use it. So you can punish in that way. And Ts do like to exploit it as well. It's a bit of risk going through that. It's awkward for sure.
Yeah, I don't think you'd change it completely. I just think the skillful aspect of that would be like it plays the exact same unless you have gifted mechanics and get rewarded for that.
Yeah. Well, Fallen wasn't rewarded this round. He actually took a bullet through the corner of the wall. You heard his unarmored head splutter as he tried to fall back, down to 8 HP and Cold Zero. Not sure on the timings here. Not gonna go down just yet, though. Manages to find Dennis, and they're gonna commit towards B. It's up to Tarek, hiding in the corner here to be protected by Fallen. Now his job begins.
Stewie and Tarek, they've got it all held off as Cold gets in on the equation as well. They do lose Fallen. Do they get to his op? I don't think they're going to. Yes, they do. Okay, just barely. Cold's got it. They'll save a little bit of money as a result of that, and Fallen will have that back in his hands immediately. Important to save that money as well, because this is a 4-round reset. So NIP failed to get the bomb plant down as well, which whittles a little bit further into their money. Still lots of it, though. They'll bring out AKs, and Lekro goes to the up. So it's Lekro that's been picking it up actually more than Forrest as of late.
Yeah, that's true. Like, Forrest seems to be like a specialist on some maps with it, and then Lekra will take over responsibilities, but slow peak towards middle against Fallen. Is that the call?
That's ill-advised.
Yeah, like, I'm not really sure what he was hoping to happen, to be honest, but now for creeps towards middle.
The late smoke suggests to me that he wanted that.
Yeah.
Because they would have smoked it off immediately if they didn't want to take that fight. He wanted that. He was just way too slow getting there. Maybe he had his timing wrong, wasn't expecting Fallen.
Well, we saw it from Fallen's POV. He literally just crawled around the corner, hope for the best. If you're going to, like, maybe jump around and insta-peek it with the crowd shot, sure, then you've got a fighting chance. But a slow peek like that against Fallen, he's never going to miss that sort of opportunity. And Fur, this is one of his classic moves. And somehow Get Right takes him down. That's sick. Amazing. Yanko gives him a fist bump just as he dies as well, just to say, look, it's fine. You got unlucky. We still have the round. They'll be gutting for him. So good at those sort of flanks. This one doesn't work out for him. Gets the dink at least, so not all for naught. We'll see whether Forrest, with the AWP now, can find the next opening kill.
So Dennis, waiting at the apartment's position on B, does have to be very cautious of his approach given the position of Cold Zero. Meanwhile, Get Right wants to make contact on A so as to convince them that they are going to be on the A site. The two on B start to attack. Fallen gets Get Right down, which means no panic, no rotation, or at least not off of B. There certainly is one now heading toward it because Cold finds the kill. Tarek never even had to move for the bench, and Forrest down now as well.
Well, there we have it. It's a bit of a classic Get Right sort of lurk there, trying to fake towards the A side. He gets that kill towards CT spawn. There's a chance he pulls a rotation over. His teammates were ready to go at B. But that's the pick we were talking about at the start. Fallen never really too challenged at that point, and Fallen to hit the really important shot to Get Right. Cold Zero got the information early that they were coming towards B by jumping up. Gets the kill. Clean round. And the final buy here for NIP in terms of the money. Looking like a fast A approach. There's some flashes going in. Deep breath. 4 people going through the choke point, through the flames. Look at the damage being done. Oh my god!
They just literally roasted. It was 2 Molotovs that did all of the damage as they pushed through. And Fur and Fallen are going to capitalize on it. Cold rotates in. Rez only managing 1 kill. This is a comeback now from MIBR. 3 straight rounds and effective in this one. Pretty sick. I didn't see if there was a flash thrown on top of it. I didn't see if they were blind. I was watching the HUD, or whether it was just the smoke, but they just sat on the flames.
There was like 200 damage done by incendiaries. That's so sick. My god. They read that like a book. Not a very good one. As we'll get into the first eco, I guess, since the gun rounds began for NIP. They're going to have a partial buy of sorts. Actually, I call this an eco of only 1 set of armor. Deagle, speed of 50s, 3 CZs, and once again Fur wants a slice of the action. This time he's joined by Cold Zero and Fallen at the window.
Fallen getting the first Fur with his attention toward underpass. That's awkward.
Dennis couldn't get the shot off.
Couldn't at all. It was pistol versus pistol toward the end of that fight, but Fur was able to turn around, didn't want to get flash from the top, and then they absolutely eviscerate everybody inside of mid. Now, keep in mind, Fallen's gone down a number of times in these situations. I think he's died the most on... Yeah, he has died the most on MIBR. The reason I bring that up is because reinvestment is required. He is the opper, but fortunately his teammates are so wealthy that they just keep throwing him that gun.
Get Right, top fragging again, 7. Oh, I take it back. 7 and 8 for him is actually Forrest, who's second in points, and 8 and 7. He's had some great rounds, so fair play. Good to see the old guard at the very top. The last of the core. So another timeout here, and NIP enough money to bounce back this time. They've lost 4 rounds in a row, though. They are on the T side. to be expected. What's the change of pace? AKs across the board. We'll get into the next round. Here we go. Smoke going in. Camera flashes towards A. The smoke missed the window completely. So, Fallen and Fur going to town here. Ooh. And Fallen actually getting blind and doesn't hit the shot. Takes a bit of damage for him.
No, but the smoke did actually make it.
It made it in?
Yeah, it did make it. It's right there.
Fair play.
I thought the same thing. I thought it bounced off the ledge below, which would have been interesting too because it would have left the Molotov burning. And therefore he couldn't actually swing wide if they got to the box. But they redress it, they throw another one. The interesting thing about that is you're always going to re-smoke it, so not only do you give yourself a chance to get the opening shot, but you actually take more utility away because they have to use another smoke just to do that. And we know how valuable smokes are when you get to the sites in Mirage as well. Cole, Firehawk swings out, kept right down. Tetris, great headshot as well through the pillar as he catches out Dennis. Forrest has made it at least into connector, 1 on 2 from his perspective towards CT, and Lekro late to arrive gets taken down by Tarek as well.
That's great. coldzera is so calm in those situations. One misstepped position or a shot there doesn't quite connect, he's done for, but nails it. You can see the techniques used as well. CSGO, you can crouch and spray. That's exactly what he's doing there. You get full accuracy if you're crouching and moving. Obviously, not while running or even by walking, but crouching, that's fair game. So use that technique and exploit it, and he did a great job there.
The interesting thing about that Molotov as well is it seems so ingenious. And yet people used to like try and body block it, they would try and like get in the way of it, they would rely on people missing it or jump forward of it, and then someone just one day went, why don't I just put a Molotov there? And then everyone went, right, why don't I do that? Hang on though, yes, shooting gallery, 9, okay, fair enough.
2 will do.
More MP bots for him, please.
2 will do though, all things considered. He doesn't give too much away, but Tarek certainly does. coldzera is there to pick up the pieces. 3 versus 1. Closer than I thought it would be, to be fair. coldzera looking like he's getting in the zone. He wants to close this out in 2. So 7-5 after a difficult start. This is exactly the same as what happened in the first map again. One team gets a massive lead, then there's a halt, and all of a sudden it slips away. Finished 8-7 in the first half. I dare say that will happen again.
It's getting close. It's certainly looking like it.
coldzera currently sits on 14 kills and 5 deaths. But at the very, very top of the scoreboard, just doing a great job, looking deadly.
Fur is going to go again. Right. Missed me once, shame on me. Hit the shot twice. I don't know what rhymes anymore, but that's fine. He's got res.
Yeah, well...
You know where I was going with it.
I think everyone knew what you meant. Didn't quite see the landing, but Dennis has. That's going to be a very pivotal frag here to bring it back to a 4-4. AWP looking towards the connector. Fallen went down. Tarek thought he's going to pull the trigger there. He does in the end, but doesn't connect the shot. 4 players from NIP on the A side. Bomb being planted. A really difficult retake about to be started here for MIBR.
So Molotovs in a crisscross fashion thrown towards CT spawn end inside of jungle. There's really not an access point for the moment. This temporary moments in time they have now extinguished. And a 4-4 on retake. Bombs been ticking for about 12 seconds. And MIBR's got money in their favor. Any kill they get is massive because it's a reset for NIP as we get into the later stage of this half, but they're not going to get any kills. And coldzera just waits. Okay, he gets one now, but he certainly had no contest in the round at that point.
I thought the multiple spray down was coming in for us, trying to get the AWP out of there in time. Just about gets away with it, 30 points of health as the bomb explodes. Decent round there from NIP. Good ace split coming in, challenging towards the underpass. He got the first kill, but then it was too late. They used that intel to realise the third normally plays around the connector. Let's get in there. Up they go, and they managed to swarm the bomb site, take it down, and it will be now Dennis with the AWP. It is bizarre that it changes hands so many times, but he has got the best spawn, so that's the reason he takes this round. And coldzera pushes it again. Oh my god, I thought Fallen had that one as well, but Lekro managing to take him down in tandem with Forrest. coldzera brave. And it does not fortune him this time. It is actually going to be him burning to a crisp there. Standing in them, wanted to get the pick. It took a little bit too much damage. 4 versus 3, Tarek, Fur and Stewie. The latter has the AWP. We'll see whether he can find the next pick. He's currently watching the window for the boost. Tarek alone in the B side and Fur holding the steps.
toward the apartments again for NIP. 54 seconds, of which they can play with this. Stewie's bringing the AWP back over in this direction, though. That's promising for MIBR, because if he can get a few picks on the way through, it's certainly going... Oh, that's too easy. Lands perfectly in his crosshair rather than jumping by it. It's going to certainly benefit the defensive side. They've lost the rifle in Tarek, but Stewie, that was super stunning from Lekro, because he was ready for that as well, and even still, Lekro got the shot to take down the AWP. Bomb planted, 7-7, looking very likely.
Well, 8-7 confirmed.
Yeah,
there we go. It's split right down the middle again.
Confirmed, sorry.
Well, that means 8-7's confirmed as well.
All right, fair enough. All right, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
I was trying to bail you out. You're going to double down. I see how it is.
No, I'm just saying, earlier we said it's going to be an 8-7.5, you know.
True.
And it will be to save the M4. It's going to help out as well. So he's got a decent amount of cash, and he'll get a little bit extra. But if he saves the M4, he can drop one, maybe drop another M4 and a UMP. It might be required. And there we go. It will be NIP to find their 7th. 3 players will survive. Get right, Lekro and Forest. Lekro, which did an amazing job. The pre-fires on the bomb side there. Looked like Stewie had his number, had the lineup, but completely taken down. There he is in your screen right there. The in-game leader. Inexperienced in-game leader as well. This was coldzera trying to dance around the flames as he is taken down in the end. Forest and Lekro getting it done towards that B site. Nice work. So Fer will drop a weapon. Well, he's actually not too bad, all things considered. The fact he could drop was a massive help.
So Fer gets toward A early. They throw out the utility, rather. I think it was a Molotov toward A early, but they're going to get aggressive on the MIBR side. Speaking of Molotovs or incendiaries, if you want to be technical. Another one thrown out toward the kitchen. That'll slow down the take from NIP on the B apartment side. They have been changing the pace a little bit. Chad brought it up from the cash game as well, and it seems they're going to go with more pace again this time. Squatted as they are, though. Tarek has a pinch play with coldzera, but they saw him before the smoke bloom. Tarek still manages 2, but they get the trades, and trades will certainly benefit them. So, too, the utility they managed to save. No vision for Fer. That bomb is still down, however. They need to get to that and get it planted before that utility is completely gone. Use that time available to them. So Stewie catwalk, that view is good because you can see the X-ray as well, and 2 toward checkers, that being Fer and Fallen. Stewie's going to smoke himself a little bit further up. Forces Lekro. I think he might have had an angle that forces him down to the van. Perhaps it was better off to leave him where he was, because he finds Fallen, and it's on to Stewie. That's brilliant from him. Steps back out, knew that smoke came from that direction. 8-7 confirmed, Henry.
It is confirmed now. There it is. Forest finishes the half on 15 kills. It was Get Right that was going huge on cash. This time it's Forest who's leading the charge. There we go. Great first half again. Back and forth. NIP looked like they were going to be out of it once again after going up 5-1. They're losing 6 rounds in a row, but then managed to close it out with 3 of their own. That's what we like to see. Teams tested, sweating right down to the final round. As remember, there's only 1 spot left in the playoffs in the Wembley Arena here at the FACEIT London Major. Will it be NIP or will it be MIBR, who already have 1 map under their belts? An epic cash affair that went to overtime, of course. Now finding ourselves on what could be the final map, but NIP have the lead for now, 8-7 in their favour. They switch over to arguably the easier side of the 2, as they will now play as the counter-terrorists. 5 sets of armour for them, no utility, no defuse kits, and looking like a much more technical approach from MIBR. I've got 2 smokes, Molotov, flashbangs and decoys. No upgraded pistols, but 2 players of armour. It is going to be, by the looks of things, maybe a little A fake here from Fallen, as they set up for a B split. The bombs in the B apartments. Dennis to challenge here. He used to say so much. He's the absolute master of the USP. Haven't really seen it this game, at least, as he'll be taken down to 21 points of health. Didn't really inflict too much himself.
In many ways, it's Cold versus Forest so far. Speaking of, down goes Fer. Rez gets a secondary kill for NIP. That one's significant as well. It's Stewie down. Cold manages 1 back, though. Mid, gain to gain. Bomb is at the bench, means they have to commit to the A site. That much is clear. Lekro holding off the backside of the vent as well. That'll lock them out of any rotation chances of sneaking in towards CT and clearing out the CT stairs from that chance, or that perspective. So they have to go from jungle. They've got to straight brawl it. Get Right's up to that He'll take the first kill, takes out Cold. Perez catches out Fallen, who was way back toward the stairs. Pretty straightforward once that bomb was down and Electro was holding the backside. 9-7.
9-7. A fast approach there from MIBR. Like I said, a very technical one that didn't really work out for them. Here's Forrest playing it perfectly from that CPL room, looking from the vent for the players. Boost up in the window, catches them red-handed. Rez and Get Right getting it done to finish things off. 4 players survive for an IP. Always going to be very beneficial. Keep your armor. Bring it over to the next round. MIBR with the force buy in response. No bomb planted there. They managed to steal away this round in the first half, but then it was answered back. It was MIBR that went 5-1 down after losing the pistol. Rez will get the first kill. That's Fur dropped. Fur often dies in situations where it can't be traded. That's sometimes the best and worst thing about him. When it works out, you feel, wow, that's amazing. He's made an individual play that really has got them a great pick, or even 2 of them, but sometimes he'll go down with nothing. There was no potential for his teammates to help him out. But that's what he does best. Anyway, 5 versus 4. The Eagles looking a little bit out of it. They got 1 smoke, a few flashbangs, and Stewie making his way towards that connector where Rez resides.
Forrest, if he was a step further, would know he, well, now he does, would know that he's there. Gas barrel shows, gets another chance to fire out toward Key and does that to good effect. It's Cold Zero goes down. And Fallen, meanwhile, with the scout, is blind, standing by fire, and then killed by a firing squad of Dennis, and pretty much him alone. There was no one else that had the angles. Doesn't really work, Henry, but I thought I'd try it. Tarek's going to fall back.
15 HP. No money. Full eco. Next round, Tarek's going to be going down here, looking for a consolation kill here. Not going to happen. Bomb goes down. Round is over. 10-7. $2,000 per player on MIBR. No bomb planted in either of those rounds. If you could lose that round, if you get the bomb planted at least, it's okay, because you recover. But if you get nothing out of the pistol or that, you really are in a bit of trouble now. In the next round, you're going to get $2,400, which means 4.4k per player on the T side. So not enough for the AWP at all. Not enough for the full array of utility. Sure, it's enough for an okay buy, but still, it's not ideal. You really want to be getting the bomb down in those force buys at least. But for masses, M4, an absolute gimme of a round here for an IP. 11-7, pretty much locked in. Nothing purchased in round number 18 here for the Brazilian/North American squad.
Wasn't really as intended by Rez. I think he wanted that to go a little deeper, but it hit the wire pipe. Dennis on the balcony. Wasn't quite close enough to capitalize on that flash. I thought he might try and push through, but elects not to, and rightfully so. They've got the economic advantage. There's no need to give away a UMP to Fallen. Second flash, still doesn't want to go. The fact that he's not on 2 flashes could also lure Fallen out from his dwelling. It's Fur and Stewie that go to the underpass. Just above them in the ladder room is Forrest, so the minimap somewhat confusing in that sense. He doesn't have vision on them, but from Connector they did. It was Rez. Tarek might soon be spotted when those smokes start to dissipate. I think he may be spotted when he walks in as well, because his feet would show at the bottom, I think, of that second smoke. That is, of course, if Forrest had stayed there.
Like we always discussed, MIBR using this time to chat about the next round, bait out as much utility as they can, and hopefully get a couple of kills from some impatience here of the CTs. They're going to try and have all their firepower towards Palace, try and trade out a kill. Dennis, though, a pretty decent weapon to shut this one down.
Oh, good thing he had a little bit of help there from Reds, to be honest. He ran out of ammo trying to spray rather awkwardly, and Dennis will go down. Again, that's just to point out, Nip win the round, but it's another situation where Dennis's accuracy lets him down.
Yeah, he really isn't looking too sharp. Not his day. Happens to the best of them. But you can see him trying to warm the hands up there.
They've got a box of hand warmers if he needs them.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone to help him out. 11-7. MIBR, like I said, they have 4,400 per player, so they can't get the AWP out. They do not have all the utility, but it's okay. It's enough for a buy. It's not really much to talk about.
Well, now we'll talk about how hot Dennis's hands really are, because he's going to be on the off this time. So NIP again showing that they're willing to put different people on different positions. Cold absolutely destroys Get Right, who thought he was clever getting there that quickly with a deep smoke.
Yeah.
But the noise just gave it away.
Take a seat, Get Right. Well, there it is, an early 5-on-4. The incendiary designed to isolate players in that corner. And get right, got more than he bargained for that. Bit of a bonus situation from NIP with the carried over for masses here, but Dennis has got the AWP now. MIBR on the comeback, waiting for any sort of reaction. Normally use a kill or lose a kill on Mirage. Reactions need to come out on the CT side. You have a push towards middle. Go towards the B apartment to see if you can find the solo player in their default. This is where Rez, his reaction. If he gets away now, it'd be great. Unfortunately, the trade doesn't help him out. Going for the double kill. Might have been his only option, to be fair. I'm not sure he would have got away. 4 versus 3, Fallen knows. They've got a huge advantage here. There's potentially only one player here, but it's Dennis. He needs to show us that accuracy. That's much better, but at the same time, his teammate did go down. Needs to find another shot here.
Smoke actually hits.
Oh, Dennis, come on.
This is all right. Now I'm starting to actually get concerned.
So that's just a really bad miss.
And that could be round defining because he's just giving them so much room inside of the site. The bomb's going to go down. Dennis, like I say, if you see some inaccuracies sometimes, usually throughout a course of a best of 3, a skilled player is going to find his aim again. It's going to come back to him. But this is starting to drag on now. And bomb down, his teammate gone. This could have been a 2-on-1 the other way and round over in favor of NIP. He now has to pull this back, scoping in that close as well. All too easy. Fur knows exactly where he is.
That missed shot. That was everything. That was a kill on a plate for him. Player of his caliber should have no problem. He was barely moving either. As coldzera, this was the opening kill. That was beautiful. He's not missing much today. Stewie in the 1 versus 1 of Rez manages to secure the round. Almost there. coldzera, of course, through the smoke. 11-8. Auto shotgun for Get Right. Okay, unorthodox, but I'll allow it. I've only ever seen this on Nuke, to be fair. I haven't seen what he can do with it on Mirage. I will hold judgment until I see what his plan is.
Palace doesn't surprise me. I would have thought he was actually going to be on top of the balcony and closer, but the second he looks there, thankfully he looks back, because that's the second they go through. He only manages one. Fair play, he's got to get up close. That works as well, I suppose. I expect them to be a little more aggressive on Palace. Either way, Stewie, Galil gets the underpass position at least cleared out. They haven't taken any advantage of it yet, and they have not taken any advantage of the fact that they could potentially take mid. As Forrest subsides, it's Lekro that is going to have company. Put on for afternoon tea, Henry. We're in London after all.
Indeed. A bit of Earl Grey. Why not?
I'm into it.
Okay, 1 minute remaining, and then MIBR have Lekro isolated in the bomb site here. He'll get one, but the trade is very likely. He'll do well to get two out of this one. Stewie takes him down in the end, but still Forrest with a fighting chance here. Great accuracy there with the M4A1S. 2 versus 3 in NIP's favour, but Fallen's got the AWP, and he doesn't miss many shots as he'll take down Forrest. It's now Rez and Dennis with no utility, no defuse kits, just those 2 M4s. Still a fighting chance here, but Dennis needs to put his best foot forward.
Already in the site is Dennis, and unfortunately that was sorted by Tarek, who swings back out. MIBR looking for their 9th round. It's Rez to clutch it back. He's snuck into the same position, spots the gun barrel, can't hit the shot either. He does try it second time, and Fallen still gets away, but he knows he's in the site and he knows he's tagged this time. Has to get the wrong side of Fallen, and he does, but Fallen still turns in time.
That's insane. How does he always pull those shots off? Oh, he was low as well. I thought Rez had done enough there. Great effort by the young Swede, but not quite enough to take down the old dog. Fallen absolutely destroys him in the end there. What a brilliant round by him. That's Tarek taking down Dennis, and then Rez. Great play to even get into this position, but of course Fallen takes him down. That's so unbelievably good by him. Can't stress enough how difficult that is. With so much on the line as well. Eco now for an IP. Back and forth we go.
You go to Dennis's missed shot, you go to that incredible shot from Fallen, and it's a whole different game just like that.
Indeed, that's a very good point. That missed shot, that one missed kill could be one of the defining factors of the game here. P250, Deagle, Silent USPs, no armor, no nades. They've already got the opening kill. You want to execute fully still. You don't just want to walk into the site and try and save the money. These top teams are so deadly with the pistols themselves. You've got to eradicate risks. You've got to flush them out. Take away vision still. Even though you have the AKs, you can't risk it. And they'll line up smokes and just wait patiently. Tarek might be in trouble here with Get Right in the corner. Luckily, he only got that USP. Getting flashed by his own team, but it's fine.
Fine. Had Get Right known that he was flashed, he might have peeked on it. But as it wasn't thrown from his teammate, he didn't know where it landed. Doesn't even matter, he gets the headshot. Watch out, because he might get another. Stewie was taking his sweet time taking down Rez. That gave Get Right a sniff at it, but he's got his deodorant on. Not much to smell, Henry. Just beautiful roses for MIBR.
Beautiful roses.
That really smell like...
Is that the scent you go for?
I just wear whatever's cheap.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a lie, because I usually forget it, go through the airport, go to the little duty-free stand, and it's like $30 for a stick of deodorant, because they know they've got you.
Exactly.
They know you don't want to stink on the plane, and they're like, we're gonna wreck this guy's wallet.
That's a very good point. The ecosystem of airports in general is a little bit messed up. Anyway, Fur, he's got the best spawn you could probably ask for here. Is he going to try and take it? What weapon has he got? He actually has the AK, so probably not. Fallen will overtake him. They'll go into another default here. Money's still a little bit tight for an IP. No warp for them. Only one kit. Bare bones utility. coldzera has mid control. No damage inflicted on either side just yet. But Forrest, he ain't done in this series just yet. He's proven he can still commit some unspeakable things on the server. So good with that M4A1S. One of the few players still using it. Dennis is as well, just a note.
So Fur re-smokes the connector position. That tells Dennis that he's there. There's no question. He knows exactly where that smoke came from. And this time, Dennis makes no mistake. He'll take down Fur with dead accuracy. So it's on a cold to try and keep middle. And the fact that they've got Rez also with Dennis means that they can very, very happily control that connector side. Forrest as well in ladder. This is a passive aggressive, if you want to call it that, stance at controlling middle from NIP, and it's going to pay off. Finally, MIBR is going to get shut down completely in mid. 3 players down, no trades. Get right on 16. Dennis on 19, doesn't matter. Job done. All they have is one approach left. That's A main, and NIP's certainly aware of it. Rez takes Fallen, all on Tarek. He's in sandwich. He's already fired a few shots. Perfect trade.
Convincing round there from NIP, much better. Dennis with 2, picking up his confidence now, as Rez also with 2 frags there to close things out. 12-10, still anyone's game here. If you are just joining us, it's the final best of 3, the final game in general of this sector of the major. We're looking for one more team to make it to the Wembley Arena for the finals beginning on Thursday. It's going to be absolutely electric. Already got 2 UK players booked in there. If you're in London or nearby, get your tickets. There are a few available, I think, so check them out. Come down, it's going to be an absolutely amazing affair. You do not want to miss it. Either way, round 23, AK's out. It's actually a bit of a force fight here. MIBR, after winning 3 rounds in a row, they're actually a little bit broken here. 3 AKs, 1 UMP.
If you are coming down and you forget your deodorant, I've got a lot that I can sell you for $30.
$30 a stick.
Yeah, because it's important in a group of people. You never know, you might be sat next to someone really beautiful and you don't want to smell bad. So put your deodorant on.
Well, you are right now, so...
What, wearing deodorant or sitting next to someone beautiful, Henry?
The second one, obviously.
Oh, okay, all right.
AKs now making their way forward. It will be Fur as Forrest goes down. Rez with the AWP this time, rotating Lecro, and it's effective. They'll get the shots as Dennis will do his best with the M4. Is still on the line this round.
He was desperate, Dennis, to hope that they would walk out as he pre-fired that angle, seeing their gun barrels cold. Never did, and he stays alive to get Lecro, but Get Right's on the flank, catches him out from behind. Fallen, good headshot on Rez. This gives him a chance. 1 versus 2, he can still isolate the angles. Would love to have that AWP, I'm sure, because of this Fallen, even though it's close range. He's so good with the weapon, now he knows. One's on Cat, one's up close. Tries to face the long shot to Cat, swiftly to bait Dennis out, but played to perfection. Overcommits, never gives Fallen that chance, and Get Right eventually closes down the angle. It's 13 for an IP.
Absolutely. Looking very good now for the Ninjas. 2 very convincing rounds of money is completely broken for MIBR. Lost bonus at second stage, meaning $1,900 per player. No bomb plants in the last 2, so they're going to have to take pretty much full eco here. We've seen them taken before. They are quite slow paced. They like to feel the round out and discuss their options for the next. Feels like NIP might have done enough here to take us to a third. Time will tell. It's never over until you get to 16. I've learned that many times throughout the process of this tournament. We're at 30 plus overtimes since the Challenger stage. Or the new Challenger stage, I should say. PT50, not going to be too troublesome for Lecro here. He knows that he can afford to challenge this.
You did say this was NIP's map choice, so overtime on Cash is not bad against MIBR on their own respective choice. It is formerly a good NIP map, though. Or excuse me, SK, I guess you could say, in that sense, but MIBR map.
Yeah, definitely capable of playing it.
Fallen waiting down below with the Deagle if Rez gets careless, and is. Okay. And fires without knowing that he's there. Easy Deagle shot. Thankfully, Dennis is able to swing perfectly so as not to allow that threat to go any further. Position from Forrest is enough to spot inside of connector, but hugging the right wall. Fur was able to get away temporarily. He goes back down, and Forrest getting closer. Get right takes Stewie. Round looking to go NIP's way. Could be the 14th. Will be the 14th.
Definitely will. Nice shot from Fallen. Good positioning to get there, but it's looking like NIP might be able to take us to a third here. Backs to the wall for MIBR, but they're never out of it. They're one of the most tenacious teams we have in all of CSGO. Responsible for some of the most devastating comebacks of all time. You look back at previous majors, they've done it many, many times before. They've still got a map in the bag if required, so they'll still be calm, collected. They've got about $4,500 per player right now, just working out their options. They can buy the orb if they really want to, with Glass Cannon or Fallen. Might not want to do that. This is another pause for them. They've got 2 remaining now. Third stage loss bonus. Starting to buy up into it. NIP missed out on the last 2 majors. It's been a while since we've seen him in the playoffs. Getting a bit closer now. A couple more rounds taking to the third.
Smoke to the window, no flames for Forrest, but body blocks it. It hits him, though. Was he intending to drop down or jump?
No, he wanted to jump.
Yeah, so he gets blocked. Good spot from Rez. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It goes both ways, but really Forrest still comes out as the unfortunate loser in the situation because he didn't get the position. Doesn't seem to matter. He still got Fallen. Get right again. Holds off on Tarek. It looks as though map point achieved. 5 versus 1 for Cold Zero.
Yeah, I think you might be right there. He's good, but this seems like it could be a bit of a reach. Great round from NIP, missing the jump. Cold Zero will do what he can here, baits out a couple more. They don't have to challenge him. I'm sure they're all shouting now. Just play it cool. No one has to overcommit here, just in case. And all of a sudden, if he gets one more kill, 1v3 seems possible.
Yeah, as long as he gets it cleanly. He's going to need some HP to go against that many players. He's got 70 right now. Another chance for a one-on-one shot. Missed because Rez was backed off too soon. He is suddenly aware that he's not spotted 4. So where could the 4th be? Well, it's not on the flank as of yet. It is watching that direction in case Cold gets clever and wants to go back the other direction. But I think this AK is going to be all too valuable at this point. He knows the situation, so no more aggression. He'll sit back, and it's 15 for NIP to force out Train. That's map 3.
I think he might be done for here, Matt. He'll be holding on towards T-Spawn. He might just have to hold on to the AK because they haven't really got that much to work with. In terms of loss bonus, that's going to be a 4th stage next round. He does find another kill. 10 seconds remaining. Looks like he will just save the AK.
It's pretty much the saving grace for them in the next round. Round 26 as it will be. NIP 1 to go. And again, we said it's Train that comes up next. NIP's no slouch on it. I think it is a good third map between these two teams based on the map pool and based on the maps that have already been played. But at the same time, MIBR's history on it, although not with this roster, is extremely successful. And Fallen has been showing signs of quickness on that AWP, which is a map that favors that incredibly.
The AK's brought over. Pistols, MAC-10s, SMGs. 4 rounds, make it 5 actually for MIBR required for overtime. Doesn't seem likely with this current buy. We'll see what they can do here. There's been some ridiculous comebacks at this event so far. They commit towards A. Getright's got a bit of a shooting gallery. Does some damage. Finally commits to the kill. It's going to be Dennis to start mowing them down as well. Looking very good for an IP with Cold Zero, keeping the dream alive somewhat. What a shot that is from Tarek to take down Rez and the AWP. Tarek and Cold Zero are very low, but there's still a fighting chance here. Maybe not so much now. 3 versus 2.
Lekro stares, no one peeking out from Palace. Bomb still down, and Lekro will get Tarek when he returns from that doorway. Fallen left in a 1 versus 3 with the op. Couldn't figure out where to fire. Did get right, actually. Excuse me. I thought he decided between the two and missed both, but got one. That's not enough. 16-10 NIP, force out map 3. That just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, absolutely. Great game there for an IP. Bouncing back, they managed to take the previous one to overtime.